for Mississippi State this year, the goal should be winning more games. Obviously, you say that's obvious. That's what every team tries to do. But you find your offensive identity is what you do. I think that's what's missing. I don't think they have a bad defense. They had some games where they gave up 40 points or so. Yeah, that happens. They did that to good teams. They can't really score as much as they should be able to. That's the issue. That's the key. Can they figure it out? I mentioned at quarterback a couple different guys to go with. Camario Taylor is a freshman. Blake Shapen is the go-to graduate guy. Montrell Chapman is a linebacker. I mean, I could go down the whole list really, but you get into it. The depth and the talent is there. Parker Puckett is a freshman. It's a whole another topic for maybe the Florida State guys or whatever. But I you get the right quarterback, you get some receivers out there, and you go and you try to win some big time football games. It's very hard to have a 2-10 season and bounce back and go like 8-4, 9-3. But I will say, Florida State, Mississippi State, I look at those programs and I say, man, those are the teams that need to do stuff like that. They need to win 8 or 9 games. They need to go far. They got to bounce back. How do they do it? My grandfather says, put your brain in gear. Figure it out. Could they beat teams on this schedule? Arkansas? Yeah. Florida? We'll see what Florida looks like, but I wouldn't go that far. If you had to look, okay, let's say they drop Arizona State, they win the other 3 non-con. That'd be Southern Miss, Alcorn, and NIU. You get into SEC play, you open up with Tennessee on the 27th, right? Game time to be determined, but that's at home. There's a good chance that Starkville could be packed out enough and you get that game. Could you beat Tennessee? Tennessee has had drama this offseason with the Nico situation, or you could call it drama or whatever you want, but they've had some hiccups, right? They've had some stuff go on. Okay. Well, theoretically, Tennessee, even though they lost their $1 million quarterback, they should still be good enough to win 8 or 9 games, possibly 10, and make it back to the CFP. And to do that, they would beat a team like Mississippi State. Yeah. But let's say the tables have turned. You play your cards right, Mississippi State, you're rolling. You win the non-conference games, you drop Arizona State, that's fine. You got one loss going into conference play. Tennessee's on your radar. You get them at home, even if it's like a night game or something. I I look at that. I say you got to win it. You can win it. I want to I want to give Mississippi State fans hope, but I don't want to give them too much. I don't want to put them in a fantasy world. I don't want to put them in this situation where they get their hopes up and it fails. But I'll give you a little bit of hope to say that you got to give your coach some time, right? You can't pull the trigger on them like day one. You can't do it after a year and a half, 2 years. You can't do that. Mississippi State's been down recently. The only way is up.